Good day. We are here at the Radisson on the third day of Blue Week and the first day of Blue Growth and Investment Conference. I have the pleasure of putting a few questions to the minister whose ministry is responsible for this Blue Growth Conference. Honorable Roland, the Minister for Agriculture, Lands, Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment in the Government of Grenada. Minister, welcome.
Thank you very much.
I have seen some wonderful and moving presentations over the last few days, a couple of which were yours, and I have a few questions for you.
Thank you.
And why is the Blue Innovation Institute so important to us?
Excellent question. Thank you. It was mentioned in one of the speeches that I made, we need to, as a small open economy that is still on the thrust of development, build our human capacity. And if we are to invest into blue growth, where we think there's an opportunity for further job creation, for economic development, for expansion, and as was heard before, we are more of an ocean state, of much larger size. As an ocean state, our ocean is 70 to 75 times the size of our land space. We need to get more out of the oceans. And so it is envisaged with an institute that will have the opportunity to get into further research, development in general in marine research. So for example, for leisure and dive tourism, when we get tourists that comes here and they get to dive to the bottom of our shores and our ocean, and the marine life that they see, we need to have people who understand what those marine creatures are and can explain to our tourists, so they have a broader knowledge and understanding of what they do. It is also very critical for the yachting industry. We have had complaints that the level of technicians, that systems technicians, for example, people who have the capability to deal with engines and the body of the yachts. We have a growing yachting industry. They need people well trained there. Mechanical and electrical engineers are very necessary, riggers, persons who can handle and deal with the issues of fiberglassing and so of the boats. So there's really a need for us to train a particular type of skill set in the country. And so the Blue Institute would assist us in getting to that stage.
Wonderful. So if I can then go straight on to another question directly related, what should we do to encourage that culture of entrepreneurship that would tie into this demand of the last decade and a half?
From where I sit, I believe one of the things that is necessary for us to do, both as a government and as a people, is to encourage and to build that culture of professionalism in our people. While we may have, quote unquote, some persons here or there that have some of the technical and requisite skills academically and so, there seems to be an adept lack of professionalism at times. So we need to build that in our people. There is a need to continue, as I said earlier on, to build that capacity and to expand as it relates to research and to learn the latest of the technologies that are available in the world, so that Grenada can be a first-class place. When we do, we are already known for our hospitality, our warmth, our spices. We are known for all those things. We want to be known now in the business world. When an investor comes to Grenada, when someone comes here to get a job done, they must leave saying, not only that Grenada has warm sunshine, lovely scenic spots, beautiful and hospitable people, but they do a professional job. So I think the issue of professionalism is something that we need to continue to work on and build in our people.
And building that entrepreneurial spirit in covering the new demands.
Certainly.
So as a wrap-up question, how do you think Grenada can then capitalize on this, our second conference of the Blue Growth, the global Blue Growth movement?
Just having mentioned Blue Growth, I before I answer your question directly, I just want to use the opportunity to commend again the minds and the persons who have sat behind the scenes and would have done all the preparation work or putting together the entire conference. I think it is wonderful. The last 2.5 days thus far has been excellent, and I do hope that the rest of it will be fantastic. But, Leading up to the Blue Growth, we have started building partnerships. Yes, sometime last year when we had a preparatory meeting, we signed an MOU with the University of Queensland, where we hope to get some assistance in helping to build capacity in our people. Yesterday, as was noticed, we signed an MOU with Pali, looking at the possibility of cleaning up our oceans and beachfront property as it relates specifically to plastics.
And we saw some very powerful and moving presentations by Mike Long and some very powerful videos last night on global oceans.
On global oceans, certainly. So we coming out of this conference, what we would like to do is to continue to build partnerships, hopeful that we'll be able to sign more MOUs, that more people will come on board, those who have the capacity for recycling of waste and so, because that is an issue in Grenada as well. We have the lone dumping site up at Perseverance, which is not best suited and is not yet using the best technology. We have recently signed on for some funding from the Caribbean Development Bank that is going to help us to improve on what we're doing. But we need more people on board. The Clinton Foundation, we have signed on to them. They're giving us some assistance. But we need more of that. We need to clean up our oceans, clean up our beachfront, and to build in our people that attitude and that culture of ensuring that we keep our environment clean, because they're all very important for us if we are going to move on with the growth that we are talking about and in building a blue economy in providing for our people. It's significant that we continue to find institutions and institutes that will give a scholarship, for example, to our people. So not just the University of Queensland, but I can mention that only recently the Ministry of Education has been having dialogue with one of the universities, a marine resource university in Miami. And so we are very hopeful that our fisher folks in particular, not just other persons who want to get the knowledge and the skills and the academic, but even those who are directly involved, like our fisher folks, will have the opportunity to go and get some skill set, so that when they come back, they will have a better understanding of what we're trying to do as it relates to ocean governance and pollution in our waters and all of the opportunities that are available within the blue sector for Grenadians as a whole.
Wonderful. Minister, thank you very much for the time, and I wish you a wonderful week continued at the Global Blue Growth Conference here in Grenada.
Thank you very much.